Alright guys, we are well underway to getting some motor mounts in this Dakota, but we are taking a break. We've got the Power Stroke and the trailer loaded up, and we're going to go check out a donor car. So I thought it'd be kind of cool to video what I go over when I'm doing that. And in Wyoming, that means a 3.5 hour drive, so we got to get rolling. Alright guys, so I already got it on the trailer here. I wasn't going to make the seller stand there while I'm recording for 20 minutes or something, but here is our donor car. It is a 2001 Beetle ALH, and this thing only has 122,000 miles on it. Unfortunately, it was in a pretty bad rollover. Kind of surprised the sunroof isn't smashed. But anyway, kind of wanted to go over the things to check for, just to see. I mean, obviously it's definitely best if you can start it up and drive it, you know, driving it down the road, whatever you need to do. This thing's got a very bent tie rod, so it really can't go very far. But obviously checking for oil leaks. I mean, there is the concern, this thing's already got a new oil pan on it, so that's obviously been smashed at least once. And yeah, just overall looking for a bunch of stuff that's been changed, if people have been duct taping crap together, and it kind of gives you an idea of the maintenance that's been done. But overall, this thing's pretty good. I can't complain too much. If it is shaking or just almost sounding like a misfire or anything funny at all, your best bet honestly is going to be checking the cam and pulling the valve cover off. which can be a pain, especially if you're just trying to look at an engine for or at somebody's house. But especially on the PDs, although just as much on these ALHs, the camshafts and the lifters are just prone to failure, especially over 200,000 miles. If they didn't use the oil right for even a little bit of time, even these ALHs can eat these cams. I've got a whole stack of them to prove it. But as long as it's running pretty well, you should be safe to say it's a good deal, especially if you're not paying that much for it. It really doesn't take much to change out the cam and timing components, so you can't go too wrong there. And they are getting harder to find, so if it runs, I usually don't pass it up at this point. So we will see how it turns out here. It did run upside down, or at least sat upside down for quite a while. So when you start it up, it's got some smoke, as you saw pulling it on the trailer. I'm hoping that cleans up and that's all we got to deal with here. But the next thing is, if you have VCDS, that is best case scenario for being able to check out what's going on in these things. Again, I'm not too worried about this one. It was a good enough deal. I'll take it however it is. It's got the 5-speed, so we can do a manual swap kit and make quite a bit of money back there. But I do have my little code reader here, so just being able to plug this thing in and check. I mean, another nice thing to see is like the dash isn't all torn apart. Obviously stuff is taken apart here where it was smashed, but it hasn't had a whole bunch of crap done to it, and that's what I like to see. So anyway, we'll get the code reader going here and see. It's getting the brake light is bad. The brake fluid's all gone from being upside down, so that's no good. And I believe once it gets going, it starts flashing a glow plug light for the glow plug relay. But either way, we'll check this out here. Looks like we got one code, and if we check them out, we have one plug, glow plug circuit A, and no other pending codes, so that's good to see. I mean, it's hard to, you can have all kinds of random codes for stuff, but it is definitely nice to see that there's not a whole lot of crap going on here. But anyway, again, best thing to do is be able to fire it up. And we got it going here. And it's running pretty nice. So it doesn't have a serpentine belt on it, but yeah, as you can see, I think it's still doing it. A little bit of white smoke there, and it smells like oil. So I'm hoping we can get this thing out and run it around in the dirt a little and burn the oil out, and hopefully that clears it up. But yeah, this is your best case scenario, being able to drive it on the trailer. If you are looking at one that doesn't run, or you can't start it for whatever reason, your best bet at that point is a compression test, and they make them pretty cheap on eBay. I'd probably recommend buying one if you are going to look at something that you're only able to test the engine by turning it over. It's really your best bet. I don't know what they are. I think the one I paid for was only $40, so it really isn't that bad. Now that I pop this, but especially on the ALH and even the BRM and the BEW, the PDs, the glow plugs are right here. There, pull all 4 glow plugs and get it spinning. that's going to be what you want to do, because yeah, even that BEW that we put in the Chevy, it worked perfectly, and the only way we would have known ahead of time that it had a bad cylinder was a compression test. So unfortunately we're dealing with it now, but again, just finding these engines anywhere is getting hard to do, so we got to load it up. We're gonna enjoy some family time and get it back home. So thanks for watching, guys.